Welcome to Ignite on Tour in Amsterdam. I'm here with Nadeem de Vree from KPN. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Great. So I have one question today for you. First of all, thank you for being part of the Partner Advisory Board yesterday. There was a lot of really good interaction. You were also on stage with Shailesh Rao, who's our president of Cortex, which was really, really interesting as well. What I'd like to get a feel for today is what your perspective is on the market in the Netherlands as it relates to both the threat landscape, but also we've talked a lot about AI today and the fact that we've kind of embedded precision AI across all of our platforms. How do you see that in this market, and where do you see that going in the future?
Okay, that's several questions in one. I'll break it apart, okay?
Okay, good.
So the threat landscape, I think like all countries, it's changing rapidly, not only because of developing technologies, but because of recent geopolitical changes that are happening.
Absolutely.
And what we're seeing is, even though there's a consciousness at a board level and a CEO level around security, certainly with European legislation or international legislation that's coming in, there's still a struggle to bring the total awareness up. And I was talking to somebody earlier from Palo Alto around the fact that a lot of CISOs still come from a technical background. So they struggle to talk to the risk owners, the budget owners, but also their CEOs or the board around what the threats actually are and how that maps to their risk appetite. And I think what we're seeing is that there are a number of security players, system integrators, such as KPN, that are taking up that position where they're able to make CISOs and some CIOs successful by helping doing that translation from business to IT and to security. So that's as far as the threat landscape is starting to develop.
Great.
The other thing is, the Netherlands specifically is uniquely positioned in that a lot of underwater internet cables come on land here.
Right.
So as far as the vital infrastructure for the rest of Europe goes, it's an essential hub, not only because of that, but also because of the ports, whether you're talking about Rotterdam Harbor or Schiphol, or all of the distribution that's going on through here. So the Netherlands is really a prime target for organizations that want to do mass disruption across the rest of Europe. And we're very much aware of that as it's going forward. And we see that in our client base. KPN is the only security system integrator that is part of the vital infrastructure. That means that we have a very unique relationship with not only the government, but also military and intelligence, as well as police, and the ports that are running all of the logistics here. Sure. And those communications that we have, the relationships, have allowed us to help in validating the security requirements they have. And we see that they're limited by a need to do an on-premise solution.
Okay.
I think that that's going to start changing in the future, partially because of the geopolitical thing, where there'll be a rise of local, and I mean like national or European cloud solutions, so that the legislation will be moving towards a more cloud-based solution. And that ties into the AI part. AI works because it's able to analyze large amounts of data. It doesn't work on an on-prem solution because you don't have the data lakes that you're looking for in order to get the maximum return on investment. So the only way to get that maximum return on investment while not staying on-prem with the concerns for the vital infrastructure is to look at a local cloud environment.
Okay.
So I think that AI is definitely going to change things. I mean, we've been involved in AI for ages. Back when it was still called machine learning. I still think a lot of it is machine learning. I actually asked ChatGPT this week, are you an AI or a machine learning? It said, no, I'm an advanced machine learning algorithm.
Okay.
So it knows itself as far as that goes. But I think what we're seeing is that everything from advanced spear phishing to polymorphic malware to individuals who don't understand cybersecurity or hacking at all, but are smart enough to write the right queries are now malicious actors, right? On the other side, we don't need amazing programmers anymore to write the code, right? We need people who are able to understand what's happening and write the queries. Caveat is, that's only for code that already exists. So for creating new code, we do need those phenomenal programmers. And we're seeing that AI is changing the shift away from getting as many cybersecurity professionals as you can to getting the really good ones and one or two AI engineers in order to lift the whole value up. And I'm sure within Palo Alto, you guys have the same thing. I was talking to Shailesh, and he was saying how your own managed SOC has, even though it uses AI to a significant degree, is actually increasing in FTE because of all of the data that you guys are getting and all of the visibility you're getting. Well, there's a realization that now you're able to do a lot more than you had thought previously possible.
Right.
That's the direction that we're also looking to move in.
Okay, good. Maybe one last question you made me think of when you were speaking. Compliance, we talk a lot about that as well today with regulation around NIS2 and DORA and GDPR. Are your customers asking you for help in this area as well?
Every one of them, right? So compliance is interesting, right? So a couple of years ago, GDPR came in. And what we saw is that a lot of companies were saying, okay, well, GDPR is going to be mandatory, but it's a huge investment to become compliant. So we're just going to wait and see where the fines start falling.
Yeah.
And it was only when the massive fines start being handed out that the larger organizations say, okay, now we're going to sort it out. Up until then, they were officially working on GDPR so that their auditors would take it off. That's not the case now, right? They realize DORA and NIS2 are coming in. And we see that also in the amount of startups that are coming out there of the woodwork, where they're saying, we'll help you become NIS2 or DORA compliant by giving you insight into what's happening. I don't believe that those niche products that are now being developed deliver anything unique above the standardized solutions. And the primary reason for that is I think that a best-of-suite solution ensures that you have visibility while enabling the connectors. So we're talking to our customers so that they understand what it is. And one of the key things around DORA, certainly for the financial industries, is around they need to have a CSIRT team on standby, right? That's a huge investment, right? So a lot of them are moving to outsourcing that part of their DORA compliance regulation. And in that outsourcing conversation, they're realizing that a lot of the functionalities for security are too expensive for them to actually have in-house. So there are conversations around how can they ensure that they maintain a compliance level while reducing their costs and helping the outsourcing industry.
Excellent.
So yes, we're talking to a lot of our customers, but because of that, we're able to help a large amount of them at the same time.
Fantastic. Very good. Well, thank you very much for your partnership. Great to have you here, and look forward to speaking soon.
See you soon.